Hi, I'm Josh, and yesterday's video was about books, and today's video is about books, but today is a book haul, something significantly more happy and less angry than my video yesterday about Michael Gove, which if you haven't seen, I suggest you check it out. It's really important if you're taking GCSE English literature specifically. It really affects you, and if you feel passionate about English, you might want to watch that video, because Gove was a bit of a dick. Speaking of literature, let's begin with the latest book that I got this month. I'm going down in order. A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. I've talked to you about this. I studied it for drama. I ordered a copy of it so I could use in the exam for drama, and it arrived the day after my exam. So I've just got this really pretty gorgeous penguin edition of A Midsummer Night's Dream, and if I buy any more Shakespeare, I will buy it in this edition because I really do like these editions. I will be studying King Lear next year in English, so I can get the same edition and it will look pretty on my shelf with both of them together. Yeah. Okay, so then I went to Cardiff a few weeks ago and I bought a few books when I was out in Cardiff. So here are those books. I bought them all pretty cheap, except for two of them. I bought two of these in Waterstones and the rest I bought in second-hand bookstores or the Works, where they sell really cheap books anyway. So I've got The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This is in a Wordsworth Classics edition. I quite like the Wordsworth Classics edition. They're quite floppy, like American paperbacks. And, you know, the paper quality's okay, and they're just nice, simple spine. I might get classics in this edition again. I bought Dorian Gray because of my love for the importance of being earnest. Now this copy doesn't really illustrate my point very much because it's from the 1950s and has no cover illustrations at all. But the importance of being earnest is just one of the funniest plays I have ever read. So I really want to read Picture of Dorian Gray, and I'm looking forward to doing so at some point. Something else I've talked about, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I got this one in Waterstones. Yes, I wrote a song about this book. It's on my channel, www.24hoursayear.com, which just links you to my channel. I know, I can't afford hosting, alright? So, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This is a book about a girl who has an accident one year when she's out on her family's island, and it's the story of her trying to remember what happened in the events leading up to her accident, and it's really good. I highly recommend you read this book. Really good read. I read it in one sitting and I enjoyed it. The other book that I bought in Waterstones was You by Austin Grossman, or Grossman. I bought this because I saw a picture of this on Tumblr next to a copy of Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I know, I've mentioned it again. But the retro look, of course, attracted me, and it's just one of the prettiest covers I've seen in a very long time. It's nice, sort of like 8-bit style, and the stripe reminds me of old classic computers and video game consoles, and it goes right around the book. Well, onto the spine at least. Cool, like, video game colours, the greys, the faded out colours. And it is a story about a person that works in a video game developing company, as far as I'm working out. I've not read too much into it because I just want to read this. I'll read this once I've finished The Last Policeman, which I'm currently reading. Isn't this gorgeous? I just bought it. I bought it because it was pretty, alright? I'm judging this book by its cover, and its cover's gorgeous. Next up, a book that I was looking for in the works was Jasper Fford's Thursday Next series, because I'd read Shades of Grey, as you know, and really enjoyed it. So I wanted to read something more by Jasper Fford, and he's got this series called Thursday's Next series, in which fictional characters are real people. They had them in the works. They didn't have the first in the series. They had like the second, the third, and the fourth, which was kind of useless to me. Then I went to a second-hand store and I found this. Thursday Next Chronicles 1 to 3. This is the first 3 books of the Thursday Next series in one volume. It's quite a lump. It's a proper Order of the Phoenix type style thickness, and it's got the first 3 in the series in it, which is Air Affair, Lost in a Good Book, and The Well of Lost Plots. I got this in a second-hand bookshop, and I'm really looking forward to reading this because I really enjoyed Shades of Grey, and I think this could be really interesting. And lastly, from that trip to Cardiff, this one was from the works, called Age of Miracles. I just saw it and I thought it sounded really interesting, so I picked it up. It's about an event happens that causes the days to be getting gradually longer, and it's sort of like a slow burn disaster. And yes, this seems interesting, so I picked it up. It was really cheap, so why not? Annoyingly, the works stickers left horrible residue on the cover, and I hate the works. putting stickers on their stuff. Last month, Quirk Books was tweeting something and they went, quick, tell us which Indiana Jones film is this character from? And I answered, oh, he's from Temple of Doom. And I won. I was one of the few people that won. So, Quirk Books sent me the Indiana Jones Handbook, the Complete Adventurer's Guide. So this is just a nice little book, fun Indiana Jones themed survival tips. And I think this is really cool, and I'm really looking forward to This is sort of like a toilet read, something you read like when you're sitting on the loo. And yeah, this is really cool. Indiana Jones is a cool dude. Cool dude. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And then really early in this month, my mother was really nice and she went into a charity shop and she saw 2 books and she thought, oh, Josh likes that author. And she saw these 2 books for £1 each. And these weren't like crappy paperbacks. Oh no! These were big hardbacks of Bill Bryson. This is Walkabout, which is 2 Bill Bryson books, I believe. Walk in the Woods and Down Under, both about his travels in Australia. I really like Bill Bryson's writing, and I haven't read enough of his stuff, I don't feel. So I'm really glad that my mum picked these up for me, and it was really nice of her. So I've got Walkabout, which is about Australia, and then one of his books that isn't a travel novel. This is a short history of nearly everything, which is his book about science. It's about how the universe was created and whatever. And yeah, I've heard great things about this book, so I'm looking forward to reading this also. So that was all the books that I got this month in May. Did you get many books this month? Please tell me, especially if those books were To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, or if Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, or The Crucible by Arthur Miller. I'd love to hear from you and hear why they're worthy of keeping on the GCSE syllabus. Tell me in the comments or tweet a video at me, since you can't actually do video responses anymore, so tweeting or messaging me would be best. At 24 hours a year, that's me everywhere. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will make a video tomorrow. I say I make videos and then I don't, but I will. Alright, see you guys.